I got into hockey when I was about 9 years of age. It was a funny story actually. My brother had broken his collarbone a couple of times, and he was told by the doctor not to play football. So the alternative sport where I grew up in Loxton was hockey, and basically followed in my brother's footsteps and started making my state teams at under 15. So that sort of age level I started making the state teams.
Grant was an extremely talented striker, goal scorer. He was a hustling and bustling type of forward, very strong and desperate and courageous. And because of those traits, he was able to score a number of goals for Australia and was able to have a very successful career, which included Olympic gold and World Cup gold medals, which not many in Australia can say they've got that. When the Olympics were named, I think it was in about '92. I think that's when I realised that I wanted to try and play hockey for the national team. Winning gold in Athens was amazing, and it's an experience, and a lot of people say it's an experience that is really hard to, I suppose, describe. It was a tournament that the Australian men's hockey team had never won before, and I was actually on the bench when we scored the winning goal, and I just remember when it went in, running across the field screaming. I got halfway across and I'd already lost my voice. My parents supported me amazing. They've always been behind me every step of the way, like I said before, financially or just mentally giving me that support. I think Grant had an ability to compete all the time when he played. There wasn't any difference whether he was training or whether he was playing for his state, for his club or for Australia. He always tried, as they say, 100%, and I think that helped him in the long run, where he had a consistent performance when he did play for Australia.
Born goal shooter, and that's what Australia misses these days, and we need those types of players in Australia. He was an absolute product that you want to mould yourself on.
I think he's one of a number of athletes that have difficulty sometimes with injury. One thing that I think Grant did was manage it really well.
I snapped a ligament in my left knee, basically, which put me out obviously for the World Cup. But to have that happen just days before the World Cup was due to start was pretty tough.
I think now he could become a physio because he's had to deal with it so many times. He almost manages his own injuries.
I actually met my wife through mutual friends at UWA Hockey Club. We had a birthday party and we sat opposite each other and started a conversation, and things just sort of went from there. I actually got a little daughter, so her name is Zoe. She's 17 months old now. Actually just turned into a little girl, so she cracks the poops every now and then, and not that all babies do that.
Now we're fathers, so we share those sort of experiences now, and it just starts from there.
I've actually got another one on the way, so we're about 9 weeks away from the second one being born. We don't know what that is yet, so we're going to leave it as a surprise on the day, which is what we did for Zoe. So yeah, not sure how it's going to go, having two kids that are 19 months apart running around the house.
I see him occasionally, yeah, we normally, not as often as I'd like. We're all busy men, and I'm a family man, and I'd love to see him a lot more than I do. Whenever we catch up, we have a great time together.
It's a lifelong sort of friendship that you have with him, because he's not the sort of person you dislike. He's just an easygoing guy, and there's not many of those guys around.